Welcome back, everybody. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know about you, but I have been really excited to start Halloween creations. So this month for September, I am starting to get those Halloween creative juices flowing. So my Diva Delight project is going to be to decorate this tag book. So this is one that I put together. Each page is double-sided and I included some pockets in there. Now you can put this together any way that you want. This is the accordion style, or you can do the tab binding, which I am going to show you. So this is what we're going to be making. Let me show you the pages here. I am going to have these in Junk Journal Divas, and you can get them all there to print out. You can decorate it however you want. There's also a page with some tags. So these are some that I cut out and I inked them up already. So there are also some tags in there. So there's 6 pages. Page 6 is the tags. So this will be in Junk Journal Divas. And also, I am going to be doing a giveaway, a Halloween giveaway. I'm not sure what's going to be in it yet, but I know it's going to be fabulous. That will be for all the people who participate in decorating these books. So what do? Well, you print it, put it together however you want to do your binding, decorate it any way that you wish, and then post in Junk Journal Divas, share some pictures or a video, whatever you would like to do. Tag me on the post because that makes sure that I see it. And when I see it, I will comment. That lets you know I saw your post and gave you an entry. So for each one that you decorate and post, you get an entry. In addition, you can get another entry if you mail it out to somebody for your Diva Delights for the month, if you are signed up to participate in Diva Delights. So when the recipient receives their mail and posts it, which is what we do in the group, then you will get another entry. And because of that, the drawing will be mid to late October. I just want to make sure that all the mail gets to its destination. So again, print these up, put it together how you want, decorate it how you want. It is artist choice here. Post it in Junk Journal Divas. You get an entry for each one that you decorate and post and tag me. And then you can get an additional one for each one that you mail out that is received by a Diva Delight participant. Okay. Now you can notice that you've got the book here, but we don't have a lot of decorations, but I've got you covered for that. I have 2 promo codes that are in the video description. One is for Art House Whimsy, and she has a lot of fall and autumn Halloween kits. So everything for the whole month is going to be half off if you use this promo code. I also have a promo code from Collage Soup, and that is for a free ebook. So check those out. In addition, I'm also going to put a couple of extra tutorials in the video description. One is it's a short video and I am just showing 2 different ways to do binding for tag books. The tab binding and then also how to do this accordion hinge. Now, if you're in need of any texture or meshy kind of fun stuff to play with, I do have packages in my shop if you want to check those out, and also some fuzzy yarns and just fun stuff like that to play with. So now that we went through all of that, let's go ahead and get started on doing the binding. Okay guys, so now I want to do the accordion style binding. And let me just say, even if you try something new, because I want to encourage you guys to try new things. And even if it is a complete and total fail, it's okay. Still post it, because we learn from each other. You know, it's always a process. It's really fun to try new things. And even if it is an utter fail, it still is part of the process, and you learn something, and it's still fun to share. So I wanted to mention that. So what I did here, I just took a long piece of paper. So this is one piece here, and then I had to glue another strip to it. I think this is 4 inches, approximately 4 inches. So I took my 2 papers, and first of all, I decided how big I wanted the page to be. So if I put on a tag like this and just kind of fold it, I decided that this is, let me cut this little piece off here. So let me see what this is. Okay, so this is like 4 1/4 approximately for the page. So 4 1/4, and I made this 4 inches, but of course you can do this any size that you want. And if you want, you can take all kinds of strips of paper and kind of collage them together and then sew on it. That would look really cool. Whatever you can come up with, just try new things, and that is the fun part of it, to just share all of our ideas. Okay, so once I figured that out, how big I wanted my page to be, then I just took the rest and I folded it back and forth, back and forth. Now I've got 5 tags, so I need 5 pages. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I just tore the rest of it off. And then just to protect the seams, this is optional. You don't have to do this if you're using good paper. But I took a strip of fabric. I got this from Jackie Black, my diva sister. And I just kind of put a little piece on the seam. You could use tape. If you have fun washi tape, you could even use some glue and glue that down. Whatever you have that you can think of that you would like to use. Okay, so that's all I did, and then I did some messy sewing on there. So now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start adding our tags to this. Now I cut these out already, and I did say when you cut them out, take the paper, the whole paper, and fold it in half, and then cut them out. That makes sure that it's the same. But since we are going to make this into an accordion, I've tried it where I just cut up the seam and then kind of slid it down on top of this. But to be honest with you, it's just easier if you just cut it in half. So that's what I'm gonna do here today. But let me know, you know, in group and also here, if you watch the video, let me know what you liked the best. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut this little seam off there. Don't forget to ink them before you glue. Okay, then I'm going to take my first page here, and let me just go ahead and open this up. Figure out exactly where I want to put it. So I'm just kind of looking at the edge here. That might be too far to the edge. maybe there. And then let's flip it over and put the other side on. So for this one, I can glue this whole thing. Okay, let me go up here, make sure this is lined up. That looks pretty good. So if you cut it out the way that I said, fold the page and then cut it out, it makes it really easy to make sure everything is lined up. So look how nicely this is perfectly lined up. Okay, so that's our first page. So then moving on to our second one, we're just going to repeat this same process. And I have my tags in order of how I want them to go here. Okay, so I have my pages and I inked around all of the edges of these. And I am going to make sure the opening is on the same side because we're going to do our tab binding on one side here. Let's put them in order first. And then I want to get all my openings on this side. Okay, so to do this, we're going to put two little tab pieces, and see I cut these little pieces of fabric here. And we're going to alternate. So for the first page, for example, is going to have 2, and I'm going to flip it, and then I'm going to put 3, and I'm going to flip it. So this is just to give you a general idea before we get started here. This is facing me the way that I want the book face up. It's face up. So I'm going to take the first page, I'm going to flip it over here. Now I need to pay attention to how I'm spacing my tabs. I'm going to start off with 2 of them. So again, we're going to alternate. This one I'm putting 2 tabs, and then we are going to put 3 on the next one, and then 2, and then 3, and we'll just keep going until we are out of pages. Now the tricky part is that we want to leave space so that other tabs can fit between these 2. And you will see what I mean here. So after I put my tabs on, I can go ahead and glue these up. But before I do that, I'm going to open up my other one, and I'm just kind of marking where the tabs are. And this is so that I know where to put the next set of tabs. So let me go ahead and close this first tag up. So this is the first one that is done. So now you can see I'm going to take the next tag, I'm going to flip it over, and I've already marked off those areas. So this is where I do not want to put a tab. I need to make sure that my tabs go between these. So this time I'm putting 3 down. And then once I finish with my 3, I can go ahead and glue this closed. Now, if you want, you could just close up the tags, make them double-sided, and you can do this without making it a little more difficult by putting the tabs on the inside here. There's another tutorial link that I have in my video description that is a little bit easier, and I go slowly in explaining what I do as I go. It's not, you know, the speed is not increased, and I'm not doing voiceover. So if this is going too fast for you or it's too confusing, check that tutorial out. Okay, so now I'm going to take the 2 tabs from the first one that we did, and I'm going to very kind of loosely, I don't want it to be too tight here because I want to leave some space for pockets and goodies and all the stuff that you're going to add. But I'm going to take those and glue them down. Okay, so we did 2, we did 3, now we are going to go back to doing 2. So again, I'm going to flip my tag over. I'm just going to mark where I do not want to put my tabs. And then put my glue down and my tabs, and it's the same process. So now that I glued this one closed, I can lay this one on top, and now I am going to take 3 tabs that are from the tag underneath and wrap those around. And I'm going to continue this until I get to the last page. I'm skipping ahead here because I'm gluing these tabs down, but if you see on the right, I only have 1 more page left. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this closed because I already have tabs that I can use. So I don't have to put tabs on the last page. I'm just going to put it down and glue the tabs down from the previous page. And this is all there is to doing the tab binding. It's super easy. This is a great binding method if you have individual pages. You can even do this with signatures if you have small signatures that you want to bind together. So here's a look at what we have so far, and now I can add my pockets and things and start decorating. So now I want to move on to playing around with some mediums. Now I'm going to definitely be doing a lot of this in the second video, but I just wanted to play a little bit here. So I'm trying out stencil butter. I've never used this before, and it's a lot of fun. This is my first time playing with it. I really liked it. I've used it with a spatula, and I definitely prefer using my finger because you can really get down into the grooves of the stencil. So I'm just going to try it on another one here. And now this does come in a bunch of different colors. So I think in this package that I got, there is orange, black, white, and silver. So I'll be playing around with those. And now I'm trying this is the grit paste, the Crypt grit paste. So it's kind of a translucent grit paste. I haven't used this before. And I didn't really like the way that this turned out because of it being translucent. So I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit more and kind of figure out the way that I like to use it. I'm putting embossing glaze on top of this. And next up, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to be using, instead of the Crypt grit paste, I'm going to be using texture paste. And now if you don't have any of these mediums, it's okay. I have a couple of recipes to share with you in my next video, and we'll be talking a lot more about mediums. This is just kind of, I'm just starting to play around with them a little bit. So let's check out a little bit more. This is just a texture paste, and I'm going to add some embossing glaze on top of these. So I'll definitely be playing around with a lot more mediums and having fun, but just to kind of get started. So this is texture paste. So it's white. The embossing glaze shows up a lot better on it because it is translucent. So it showed up much better on this as opposed to, well, this one, I used the, what is it called? I used this grit paste and then put yellow on top of it, and you couldn't really see it. So I went over this with some silver and white stuff to color it. And then also this is, I used a stencil with stencil butter, it is called, which is this stuff. So that's kind of fun. So I'll be definitely, oh, here's another one. I'll definitely be exploring a lot more with some mediums doing fun stuff, but I just kind of wanted to do a couple of things here, and I've got some of the witches that are from Art House Whimsy. So I was thinking if I put one of those on the cover, maybe I want to do purple behind her. Maybe I just want to put a little piece of this at the bottom. So let me just glue down the very, very bottom of this. So if you play around with some new mediums and stuff, like I said, I can't stress enough, even if it ends up being an epic failure, still share it with us, because like I said, it is all a part of the learning process, and even the so-called failures or mistakes, whatever, it's all fun, you know, it's just fun to explore. And by sharing it, I am sure that you will teach somebody something. So let's kind of tuck her down in there a bit. There, I like the purple, adding some pops of color. And then I can glue down this next part here. So there we go. And then I've got my embossed bugs that I put on this one. So this is the tab binding, and I just put some tags down in the pockets here. I didn't put any fibers or anything on them yet. So just to show the pockets here, I added my moon. So that's one binding style. And then we've got the accordion, and these are the tags that come with the kit that I'm sharing. And I added the moon. Got this one. And I made some tags with some little paper dolls. So I put some of those in this one. Got some eyeballs and things in jars, fun things to use. Some witches. And another trick-or-treater. There's the eyeballs in the jar. So maybe we'll put another one of these on here. Let's cut her out. I'll be having a video of me making some digital paper dolls too, because I'm kind of excited to do that. Last year I made some bat ladies and they were a lot of fun. So let's see, I've got my texture packs that I have in my shop. So let me grab something. Do we want to use some white, or do we want to use, I think, black? So this is in my texture packs, and I like it because it also, it's sturdy, but it will tear. So you can tear pieces. There, I've got a piece. Maybe I'm going to put something like this at the bottom. Let's cut this down a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to put her down. just want to add some of these for some fun, to add some fun texture. Okay, there we go. So there we got some stuff done here. Just have fun with this, explore some new things, and I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with. And thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also the notification bell so that you see when I have new content come out.